My child, there are moments when you begin to feel like your presence is too heavy for the people around you. So you start shrinking yourself. You apologize too much. You stay quiet when something hurts. You stop asking for help even when you desperately need it. Because somewhere along the way, you began believing that needing comfort made you difficult to love. And maybe nobody said it directly. Maybe it was the sighs, the impatience, the feeling that people were too busy, too tired, too distracted. So you slowly started carrying everything alone. The pain, the fear, the loneliness. You smile, you say, "I'm okay," and then sit quietly wondering if anyone would notice if you disappeared for a while. But listen to me carefully. You were never meant to carry life alone, and you are not a burden to me. Not in your sadness, not in your aging, not in your weakness, not even in the moments when you need others the most. My child, love was never meant to be reserved only for the strong.
Sometimes the hardest part is not the pain itself. It is grieving the person you once were, the version of you that moved easier, laughed easier, needed less help, felt useful, needed by others. And now, the world moves so quickly around you. People are busy. Children grow up. Friends disappear. Phones replace conversations. And slowly, you begin feeling left behind, forgotten. Like everyone still has a place in this world, except you. But I need you to hear something. Your value did not disappear just because your season changed. You are still deeply important. Not because of what you produce, not because of what you can give, not because of how useful you are to others, but because you are mine. And there has never been a single moment where I looked at you and wished you were someone else.
There are kinds of loneliness that people rarely talk about. The loneliness of sitting in a room full of people and still feeling invisible. The loneliness of wanting to call someone but not wanting to bother them. The loneliness of hearing laughter and wondering if anyone remembers yours. And sometimes you sit quietly, pretending you understand this new world, pretending you are okay with the silence, while your heart whispers, "Does anyone still need me here?" Oh, my child, if only you knew how many times I have sat beside you in those moments, when the house felt too quiet, when the evenings felt endless, when the tears came without warning. I was there, not watching from far away, beside you, loving you, even in the silence.
Somewhere along the journey, you started believing that your needs made you harder to love, that asking for help made you weak, that repeating yourself, moving slower, hurting more easily made you too much. But since when does a loving heart become annoyed because someone needs tenderness? Tell me, when a child falls asleep in their parents' arms, does the parent say, "You are too heavy for me"? No, love carries. Love stays. Love adjusts its pace. And I am your father. Do you really think I would grow tired of holding you? Never. Not once. Not even now.
My child, there are people whose lives were softened simply because you existed. The kindness you showed, the sacrifices nobody noticed, the meals, the hugs, the nights you stayed awake worrying about others. None of it disappeared. You have loved more people than you realize. And even now, your presence still matters. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Your heart matters. You do not become worthless because life became quieter. You are still someone worth sitting beside, worth listening to, worth loving. And I need you to stop measuring your value by how needed you feel. Because your worth was never dependent on productivity. It was always rooted in love.
So if tonight your heart feels tired, if you feel forgotten, left behind, or afraid of becoming too much for the people around you, come here for a moment. Rest beside me. You do not need to earn gentleness here. You do not need to prove your worth here. You do not need to pretend to be stronger than you are. Let yourself breathe again. Let yourself be loved again. And when the fear returns, when your mind whispers, "You are becoming a burden," I want you to remember my voice instead. My child, you are not heavy to me. Not your tears, not your fears, not your aging, not your pain. You are not a burden. You are someone deeply loved, and you always will be.